In the past, if you wanted to gamble, you had to physically enter a casino. You had to make a conscious decision, walk through the doors, sit at a table, and put your money down. Today, gambling no longer requires a building. It lives in your pocket, on your screen, inside your daily habits. And I'm not just talking about betting apps or the illegal gambling ads that have flooded social media. From the video games you play to the shopping platforms you use every day, from investment advice to the endless feeds you scroll through, from political decision-making to personal life choices, almost everything now operates on a gambling logic. This transformation has a name: gamblification. And its more aggressive form is called hyper-gamblification. It describes a world where systems are deliberately designed to mimic gambling mechanics in order to maximize engagement, spending, and psychological dependency. These systems manipulate the most primitive and rewarding neural circuits in our brains. In a single day, the number of risk-reward situations you face is probably greater than what your grandparents encountered in an entire lifetime. That constant exposure slowly distorts our perception of risk, patience, and long-term thinking. If this trajectory is not addressed, especially in countries experiencing social and economic instability, a significant portion of society, particularly young people, may grow up conditioned to think like gamblers even if they never enter a casino. But gambling itself is not new. Long before humans invented writing, they invented games of chance. The oldest known dice dates back to 3000 BCE in Mesopotamia, and even earlier forms of gambling likely involved animal ankle bones, used both for games and fortune-telling. One of the ancestors of modern backgammon, the royal game of was played around 2500 BCE. Ancient China saw betting on animal fights. In 15th century Europe, lotteries became popular as a form of voluntary taxation. A few winners would become rich, while the rest of the funds were used for public infrastructure. States have historically tried to regulate gambling rather than eliminate it. The first official casino, the Ridotto, was opened in 1638 by the government of Venice to control and tax illegal gambling. Later, in Monaco, the Monte Carlo casino helped transform gambling into a glamorous entertainment industry. With Las Vegas legalized in 1931, gambling became associated with luxury, spectacle, and aspiration, a cultural symbol amplified by Hollywood. But the real revolution came with technology. The internet didn't just digitalize gambling, it gamified everyday life. Online casinos were licensed in the mid-1990s, but something more subtle was happening in parallel. Gambling mechanics were being quietly integrated into ordinary behaviors. Consider the stock market. Long-term investing in diversified funds or stable companies has historically been a rational wealth-building strategy. But with online trading platforms, instant transactions, and mobile apps, a new culture emerged: day trading. Short-term price movements, chaotic and noisy by nature, became objects of constant speculation. While a small minority profits, statistics show that the overwhelming majority of day traders lose money over time. The system resembles a casino more than traditional investing. Even if it carries the language of finance, gambling exists on a spectrum. On one end, pure games of chance like roulette or slot machines, where strategy changes nothing. On the other end, productive labor, earning income through skill and effort. Between these extremes lies a gray zone where skill and probability mix. The danger of hyper-gamblification is that it expands this gray zone and normalizes it. Now look at your smartphone. It is essentially a portable slot machine. Every notification is a potential reward. Every swipe on TikTok, Instagram, or X is an unpredictable outcome. You invest time, attention, and personal data, all valuable resources, in exchange for the possibility of entertainment, validation, or stimulation. If the reward isn't satisfying, you swipe again, and again, and again. This is not accidental design. The pull-to-refresh motion mimics the lever of a slot machine. Variable reward schedules, The same psychological mechanism used in casinos are embedded in social media feeds, video games, and shopping apps. Video games introduced loot boxes and pay-to-win mechanics. Shopping apps added spinning wheels and scratch cards. Cryptocurrency markets introduced extreme volatility packaged as opportunity. Memecoins and highly speculative tokens often generate value only because someone hopes to sell them to another buyer at a higher price. The narrative is always the same: you might win big. The underlying mathematics, however, usually favors the platform, the issuer, or early insiders. At the core of all this lies dopamine. Contrary to popular belief, dopamine is not simply the pleasure hormone. It spikes in anticipation of reward, not necessarily in the reward itself. Hyper-gamblified systems continuously reset anticipation. They keep you expecting, waiting, hoping, clicking. And this constant cycle reshapes behavior. It shortens attention spans, it weakens patience, it increases impulsivity. It makes slow, steady growth feel boring and immediate stimulation feel necessary. The fundamental rule of gambling still applies. In the long run, the house wins. Through small statistical advantages amplified over millions of interactions, platforms secure profit. The law of large numbers ensures that even tiny edges become enormous over time. The real risk of hyper-gamblification is not that everyone will visit casinos. It's that entire societies may start thinking in short-term bets instead of long-term strategies. When politics becomes a gamble, when relationships become high-risk speculation, when careers are chosen based on viral luck rather than skill development, the mindset of gambling spreads beyond money. And in such a world, the biggest winner is not the player. It is always the system that designed the game.